Alright, okay, basically, SummerSlam was absolutely awesome. It was absolutely amazing. And part of it, why it was amazing, was because of the shock factor and all the surprises that were involved. I'm just going to go to stuff that I can think of straight away. Alright, first of all, just after the first match with Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston, you see the Miz, Chris Jericho, and Edge talking about if the Miz is going to join Team WWE and stuff. Now he's doing all this stupid heel stuff, saying he might do if he turns up later on. And then throughout the pay-per-view, he comes up in the ring just before the Sheamus vs Randy Orton match, and he's saying, you know, how much WWE needed and stuff like that and all that stuff. And then eventually he said he was joining. However, when the time comes for the match, the main event, it's a very, very twist, okay. All the superstars come out, then it's last, you know, the amazing, whatever you want to call it, the most awesome superstar ever, the Miz, comes out. Now, during his intro, John Cena grabs the mic and says, "Hey, wait a minute, Miz. We couldn't rely on you. How could we rely on you to say that you're in the first day back on the first day of the match?" Guess what they say? Here's a guy who is more envious of the Nexus than anyone else that he knows, okay? So I was thinking, who the hell is that, you know? I don't know who that is. Maybe Triple H. People have been rumours. Maybe Triple H, I don't know. And then I was so shocked when he said this. He went, "Bryan Danielson," right? And then I went, "What?" I went up. The whole crowd went absolutely crazy. Next minute, boom, Daniel Bryan Danielson comes out, and it was absolutely amazing. You know what I'm saying? Everyone was going mad. He ran out and he just ran straight in the ring and absolutely kicked the crap out of Nexus. He eliminated someone, and he was actually down to the last two superstars in the ring, him versus John Cena. That's how I'm gonna start off this video. How amazing, you know, what a shock that was. And what does it say? WWE fooled everyone when they said that he was suspended. And I remember reading this thread saying ages ago, I'm watching some videos, they said, this could be just a storyline. And I thought, no, he's absolutely gone. You know, he was working for different companies, went for indie companies and stuff like that. But it was part of a storyline. It's absolutely, I don't know how they kept that from people. I'm really shocked. But it was very, very well done, and that made SummerSlam what it was for me. So yeah, I'm just going to go back to the beginning now. Okay, Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston. It was a really good match in my opinion. It went on for about 7 minutes or something like that. It was a pretty decent match. Getting towards the end, and then Nexus come in and destroy both Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston and make an example, you know, specifically out of Kofi Kingston. Ending that match by disqualification, so Dolph Ziggler is still the champion. Then we see Melina versus Alicia Fox. Pretty decent match actually, really. Although Melina did tweak her leg again, that's pretty bad news, isn't it? Second match coming back and she minor injured her leg. I'm not sure if she'll probably be okay. She won the Divas, was it the Divas or the Divas Championship? And yeah, that was a good match. And then after the match, you got Lake who come out and apparently wants to celebrate with Melina. Melina doesn't like it, punches them both in the face, and then it causes a massive fight. Alicia Fox comes in, gets beat up as well. End of that segment. And then, what is next then? I'm just trying to think what's next. I think it was Sheamus versus Randy Orton. I'm not 100% sure actually it was. Sheamus comes out, I'm just going to say it's that. Sheamus versus Randy Orton. You know what? It was a very good match. Really, really good match it was, in my opinion. It went on for a long time. Very, very good match. I mean, the match at Royal Rumble wasn't really good. You know what I'm saying? But this was not bad. I was actually enjoying it all the way through. Normally I'm a bit like, but I was actually, you know, staying awake and watching it, and it was really good. And at the end, unfortunately, there's a disqualification. You know, Sheamus comes out, gets the ring, throws the ref out of the ring by mistake or whatever, and causes a disqualification. But then, Randy Orton goes absolutely sick and beats the hell out of Sheamus with a chair, and then throws him on top of the table, and there's an RKO on the table. And it was a really awesome moment. I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome. And then he leaves the ring, and Sheamus is all like, oh my god. And it was just fantastic. And at the end of that match, that was definitely a fantastic match. And at the end, I'm just going to rate them all at the end. Alright. Then we see Kane versus Rey Mysterio. Alright, then we're going to talk about Kane versus Rey Mysterio, okay? Now, this match was okay. It wasn't, you know, it was nowhere near as the other matches that were on the pay-per-view. Nowhere near as good as them. But it was just standard, you know, okay. You know, about 1.5 out of 5, so below okay. And yeah, you know, the best part of this match was the ending, okay? Kane chokeslams Rey Mysterio. Tries to put him in the casket. Can't get him in the first time. Chokeslams him 2 more times. Opens the casket. Undertaker's in the casket. Big surprise there. And he looks all beat up. He's like, oh, getting up. And then he gets in the ring. Goes to Rey Mysterio. Looks to beat him up. You know, grabs him by the throat and all that. And then he lets go of Rey Mysterio. Turns around and faces Kane like that. Basically to say Kane's done it. Then he goes after Kane. And you think, oh no, Kane's going to get beat up. How many times have we seen Undertaker do this? But then, the tides turn. Kane tombstones the Undertaker and leaves him flat out. How many times have we seen the Undertaker come back from injuries, come back for whatever, and been like very, very good off? He's won the segment. Kane actually did it to Undertaker, and it's fantastic, you know what I mean? Laid Undertaker out. Basically saying there's going to be a big feud on Friday and stuff like that. So, overall, you know, those matches were pretty cool. Okay, so the next match I'm going to review is the Straight Edge Society versus Straight Edge Society versus the Big Show, okay? And this was a pretty good match. No, it wasn't the best match in the world. Definitely not the best on the card. They basically started off by wicking on his hand, obviously. They all started attacking him. You know, it was a pretty good match, not that bad. You know, a couple of good spots in and all that. And then, I'm just going to skip, it wasn't a brilliant match. And then basically, Big Show just knocked Joey Mercury and Luke Gallows out while CM Punk left the building, okay? And yeah, that match, it was only about 2 stars. It doesn't really stick in my mind, as you can just see. It was all completely shadowed out by the Team Nexus versus WWE match, Kane versus Rey Mysterio, and definitely the Sheamus versus Randy Orton match. But definitely not a good match. So overall, you know, those matches were pretty cool. And I'm just going to rate them now. Team Nexus versus Team WWE. Out of 5, I'm going to say it was 5 because of the massive shock factor, and the matches were really good. From some great, they worked well together, and it was good to see Chris Jericho and Edge face for just that match, even though they weren't at the end of the match when they attacked John Cena afterwards. But it was good to see them face. I didn't like the ending though when John Cena eliminated both of them. I didn't like that ending. I wish like Daniel Bryan would have been in it a lot longer, but The Miz came out and eliminated Daniel Bryan by hitting him over the head with the Money in the Bank, and overall, it was a good match, you know, and it was definitely 5 out of 5 just for that shot factor. Right, Kane versus Rey Mysterio. The match was 1.5 stars on its own, with 3 out of 5 with the Undertaker being at the end of it and getting beat up by Kane. Right, it was a good. Oh yeah, Sheamus versus Randy Orton. That match was 4 out of 5 because it was a very, very good match. The ending was extremely good as well. And I just wish that the match was would have ended a bit different. I know that the ending was really good, but I wish that one of them actually won the match and then attacked them afterwards. But it was pretty good. I like the ending as well. The match was pretty good. 4 out of 5. And then we saw Melina versus Alicia Fox. I'm going to give that generously 3 out of 5 because it wasn't a bad Divas match. The Calabria Divas match we have is terrible, but this was pretty decent, okay? And I just like the way they worked together. And I like the ending as well. And that was a pretty good match. Alright. Now, the Intercontinental Championship match with Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston was really good, and it was one of those matches where you thought that is not a bad match. They worked really well together. So for that, I'm going to give it a 4. I'm being pretty generous, but I actually really like this pay-per-view very much, and it's a good match. The ending was really good with Nexus come out, and I just really liked it. So overall, SummerSlam, I'm giving it, because of all the shots, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. So, that's my SummerSlam review, and hope all is well, and peace out, people.